So today we are going to go and talk about this upcoming gacha games. I think it's supposed to come out earlier next year, which is called the Chaos Zero Nightmare. This game is developed by Smilegates and the Shipper Creative, which is the developer of the Epic 7 game. So you can expect a lot of similarity from that game applied to this game as well. So we'll jump into video and talk about it because they just released the actual gameplay trailer. It's not like animation only, no in-game. They actually show what's going on inside the game, how the gameplay works out. So I'll let the PB play, then I'll talk about what's actually happening in the gameplay sequence, because I have some information to help you understand what's actually going on here. So yeah, I'll shut up and let the PB play first. So let's talk about the actual gameplay sequence and help you understand what is going on. And the first part you see is when you deploy your team to explore around the dungeons, because this is like a roguelike game. Slay the Spire, Darkest Dungeon is probably the biggest inspiration of this game, and the characters you see in the left is basically character you're using to fight against your enemy. So those are basically a character for your party. Ones you see in the right are support characters, and they will be kind of equipped to your individual characters, and they'll be giving you some benefits and such. So you can kind of see them as I don't know, like weapons or like artifacts from Epic 7, or if I have to compare with the Hoyoverse game, you can probably think as like a signature weapons. That's how it's probably going to work, like I'm assuming. We don't know, it'll be both gacha. I know for sure the characters will be gacha. Not sure if the support characters will be. We'll see. It's a possibility. And they'll go inside the pods, and the pods will deploy underneath, and they get transcend to actual dungeons this way, I'm assuming. So kind of cool. So this is the gameplay sequence, and if you play the Slay the Spire once again, you will be right at home. A lot of similarity from that game. As you can see, there's a card system here, and there is individual cards with different effect. This one is attack, this one is a skill and such, and you can also see the cost system, the number 7 right there, and you can see the character UI as well. So since there is 3 characters, all the characters are sharing the HP. So once this HP goes down, I'm assuming every character fails. And then you also have some debuff or the buff marks and the bosses there. You can see their levels, you can see their HP and some types of special icon. I'm not too sure, maybe that's a debuff on the top. And I think that's just a double speed play, not the autoplay, because I don't think this game will really feature autoplay beside like grinding or stuff. So you can kind of expect this game is going to be having a long play time. That could be a good or bad thing depending on your play style. And they also seem to have like a turn back system, help you able to kind of fix your mistake as you go on. The purple bar is a stress meter, I'm pretty sure, which should be showing in the later part of the gameplay. So that is a stress meter. And the yellow bar is kind of like your ultimate skill kind of charge thing. So that's not something Slay the Spire had. So it has a little bit different elements from its own game. So as you can see from the anime gacha games, they tend to have a cool ultimate skill themes, and I think this game does have that as well, and I think the yellow bar is the what it triggers it. But as you can see, as you use the card, you are going to be attacking the targets. You can see as you use the card, you do damage and stuff, and it goes down. So that's how the system works. And there's a zero cost card as well to give you some benefits. If I read a benefit here, let's go back. So it says it duplicates this card code ballista bullets, and it's able to duplicate that one card for the zero cost. And as you can see, as sometime you use a skill, you have some different skill animation pop up. I think it's kind of like ultimate skill almost like. And different part here, I think this is basically a buff. As you can see, instead of down arrow like the previous screen, we have upper arrow, so that means probably beneficial buff to you. And we can also see the shield system in this game as well. So if you play the Slay the Spire, shield system is very essential thing to help you able to protect yourself from enemies attacks. So a lot of elements from those games are supposedly in here, I think. And this one is at doing 144% damage. And next cards you use is going to be having 50% crit rate increase. So this game also has a crit rate related stuff, and I think it also has a gear system a lot like Epic 7 or like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail and stuff like that. And they do have a set bonuses and stuff, so there is RPG element into it to grind out gears and make your character stronger. So it's going to have a lot of grinds and a lot of things to do. And as you can see, use the skill again. So that is the basic gameplay flow, and this is where you actually use the ultimate skill, I believe. So this is where you probably see the skill animation that you're all looking for. So as you use this special cards, it's going to be triggering skill animations and transition into gameplay a bit. Then it will play the animation that connects with the actual gameplay animations, and then she will shoot the railgun and probably attack the targets. And that's probably another ultimate scenes and using flamethrower against enemies and wipe them out. That seems pretty strong. And that's another character that uses ultimates and get close to the enemies, use a dual pistol and run down the targets. And that enemy looks kind of cool. It looks like, what was that archangel from Diablo? Tyrael, I think, kind of looks like him. But yeah, that's how this kind of game flow is going to be like. You're doing some basic attack, you charge up your skills, you're going to use a cool ultimate skill. So that's probably making it a little bit different from Slay the Spire, because if I'm being honest, gameplay for Slay the Spire is very addicting and fun, but tons of visual representation is kind of boring. But they definitely spice up with the anime waifus and husbands, and us giving the cool skill animation. And it says explore the unknown, so this is probably another part that you are going to be running in a lot. Of course, this is roguelike games, so you are going to be running into different nodes most likely. Then you are going to be running with the choices and different actions you can take to encounter those events. So this one says you are going to be getting some flares, and they also have a dice system as well. So if the dice rolls to certain numbers, you are going to be getting some benefits and able to get some credits. And I think this credit is what you use to buy shop items as well. So if you play the Slay the Spire, I think you'll be right at home. Like anime gacha game style Slay the Spire I played before, and I will say gameplay for those games are always fun. It's just that there's a lot of elements to make it really hard to play in a long sessions and stuff. So I hope this game will be going in a little bit different. And this time they choose to fight instead of take any of the encounters. Then you fight these enemies. So I guess that's how you enter the battle, which looks pretty cool. And this is probably another thing. Sometimes you'll get into different nodes. They're going to be having different events that's beneficial. So this time there's two cards she can choose. This one will be using once and it will disappear, but she's able to draw 3 cards. And this one, when she uses it, she is able to get some nice cards that's going to be able to attack the enemies and able to increase as you keep this card in the hand for a while. So seems like there's a lot of things you can expect from a gameplay variety that you see from the Slay the Spire applied to this game as well. And I think this one is its own thing as well. It's kind of like the additional kind of ultimate skill that you can use. I think it's probably some kind of support system you have with your teams. So some like goddess supports system to give you some additional benefits and stuff. So I guess you can choose different characters or something. I don't know. We'll actually have to play to see what this is, but it seems like combining some cards and stuff like that. I mean, Slay the Spire has something like that similar too, I think. But yeah, I think this another part of some ultimate skill. But either way, you get the gist of how the gameplay works. Slay the Spire is really cheap and a really fun game, so if you're interested in, since this game is not going to come out anytime soon, I really advise you try the game out. If you have Apple devices, you can try out the Apple Arcade for free for a month, and the Slay the Spire is one of the game that is in there, so you can play the game free for a month and you can get a good gist of what the Slay the Spire plays like. So as someone who really liked that game, I'm pretty excited for this game. I think that's the main thing I'm excited. Long as they can get that gameplay flow right, this game will be very addicting and very fun. Of course, like I said, it is an incredibly fun game, but you have to get it right. I've seen many Slay the Spire clone that didn't get the elements right and it wasn't fun. So hopefully they can nail that. And the next part is when they show this kind of like Darkest Dungeon style. So the stress meter, as you can see, it fills up. It's going to trigger some CG event. I am not too sure what exactly it will affect, in my opinion, in terms of gameplay. But I guess it's just kind of showing that you have to watch out your stress meter. You have to rest your characters here and there and make sure you do the right thing. And this is probably another challenging parts against the boss fights. So as you can see, if you draw these two cards, you are going to be taking 40% damage. So yeah, you will have to think well. It's not going to be an easy game in my opinion. So of course, like in a story mode or something, most likely they have, it's going to be just like almost like tutorial stages and easy. But once you try to tackle down more challenging content, I think there's going to be a lot of elements to help you out and also make you go crazy because it's going to be challenging. And I think it's pretty gory, as you can see. I think they do blur out because of course I think this is like probably PG-13, but you can see the character is literally dying. I think it's getting eaten by it. Yeah, I think it's pretty crazy. So let's talk about things I like briefly, then we'll also talk about things that concerns me after seeing the gameplay. First of all, the things I like. Even though I don't really like this chibi style that much, I think a lot of developers should move away from it. I don't think game is cheaply made. This kind of back view of the character seems to be nice additions, and the character arts for individual cards seems to be well done. They could have just applied some random symbols to be saving costs, but it seems like they went out their ways to actually give some well done illustrations into these cards. This makes me wonder if it's going to be like a gacha related. Hopefully not, because I don't think it will be. Slay the Spire card deck building system is a core system, so that shouldn't be related to gacha. Maybe farmable throughout game currency and stuff, but yeah, we'll see. But that's first thing I like. So I think game is in very high production, even comparing Epic 7. Another thing where I think that is the enemies that you actually fight, like the bosses, seems to be very, very scary and big. I think the one complaint if I have for Epic 7, the enemy designs, even though they're cool, they don't feel like really bosses. They seem like a punching bag, and they're kind of small. Like you would expect they're big. There's like one big boss with this like auto gameplay that takes about 10 seconds of your daytime. But this one seems like actually challenging and scary bosses, and there is some good feedback when you attack them. And the map design I think is also pretty good, and if they are continue to add more background maps, I'll be very excited. And overall, I think monster design and the background maps and stuff like that is very well done, and I honestly think it's a huge upgrade from Epic 7. So I think it's going to be key to add more enemies as they go on, because of course to make the game fresh over time and years, they will have to add tons of new content. This is one of my favorite stage so far. I think this kind of like swamp or almost look like underwater area. You see some like whale looking thing going in the background, and this enemy looks scary. Like, look at that. It reminds me of this monsters from District 9 movie. And this part is something I can say I don't mind as well, which is anime cutscenes. As you can see, the transition from the gameplay to pre-rendered footage and going in. I think it all depends. I think Epic 7 had more characters that came out in the later of the life cycle that I think the quality definitely went up. Of course, like, it always going back and forth. Sometimes some character looks really cheap, but sometimes some character looks like amazing. So it all depends what other future character they are going to be releasing, and I'm assuming that will look pretty cool regardless. So it's not something I would worry about, but so far, with at least the character they've shown so far, I think it looks good enough and it's passable. I like it. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't dislike it. I think this character also looks cute. Of course, like I said, I think they can do better, and they will probably do better down in the future. Like I said, these are early characters, and early characters gacha games are always kind of mundane and just a taste of what will be coming in the future. So what I'm mainly looking for here is, of course, the gameplay aspects, and the gameplay aspect seems to be pretty good, and I'm pretty excited. And that's probably one of my favorite characters, which is like a sniper-like character. I hope she's good. Yeah. And I think this is another part that I think looks pretty interesting, is that as you attack the enemy, and you can see like assist attack happening here. So as you do attack, the sniper character does attack and Wolf does assist damage. So assist system might exist, so that's pretty interesting. So that's something Slay the Spire does not have. But since this is a 3-party game, so you are able to see assist attack playing in actions, and that will probably spice up the gameplay as well. The point I'm trying to say here, I guess, is that I really like the Slay the Spires, and I think they blended in anime gacha game style really well into Slay the Spire formats. And if they can nail the gameplay of that into this game, I think we'll see a very, very fun and exciting gacha game coming out in the future, in my opinion, in terms of gameplay wise. So we talked about the things I like. Let's talk about the thing that concerns me from listening to gameplay. First of all is, of course, gacha. Let's talk about the gacha itself. It is going to exist. There's live service gacha games, and it will happen. I don't want to say that 2D games should be cheap, because like I said, I think there's a lot of elements that they put in. It's not a cheaply made game. I can definitely see that from just looking at the gameplay. But people do have expectations, and I think Hoiverse definitely set up high expectations with their high quality 3D models and whatever. So people are going to be kind of resistant from paying up in 2D games a lot. I think Reverse 199 realized that, and they didn't have a weapon banners and stuff. They only had a character banner. They also have a constellation system. They have a power creep coming out here and there. So I think that's okay. I think that's acceptable. But yeah, I think they'll have to think pretty smart and make good decisions. If they have like Genshin Impact style 50-50, they have a like character gacha, like support character works like a signature weapons, and they also have weapon banners like that. I think that's going to be pretty bad. So I hope they find good balance points when it comes to gacha system, and I really hope the deck building system is not related to the gacha at all. I think that should be purely gameplay. I seen some Slay the Spire clone that came out in like China, and sometimes they meddle around with actually card system through gacha, and those games fail dramatically because no one wants to play Slay the Spire with the cards are being so limited behind the gacha wall. So I really hope they're not putting that in. So yeah, that's my first concern when it comes to gacha, and probably my most concern, because that could break or change the game when it comes to gameplay. But we'll see. And another part that kind of worries me when it comes to being a Slay the Spire clone gacha game is that I'm pretty sure this will have a long play sessions each time. Maybe dailies will be easy, but you are probably expected to spend a lot of time of your day to play this game. I think gacha game these days tends to be very easy on dailies and gameplay format. Like, there are a couple hardcore gacha games, I think. Like Nikkei is pretty hardcore. And Zen Lesson Zero started up as pretty hardcore, even the dailies were really simple, but now they're getting rid of a lot of elements that was kind of being an entrance barrier to the game. So they will be welcoming more casual players into the game, I think, by adding more of patches and changes. So I'm pretty sure this game will initially go through a lot of stuff like that. There will be players complaining, oh, this is dragging the game too long, oh, this is making us too tired of playing the game in long sessions. So that's why I want them to kind of do closed beta tests, because Zen Lesson Zero, I'm not trying to diss the game, but I'm just talking about reality. That's the game probably had tons of feedback from the closed beta testers, and they ignored a lot of them at launch for some reason. And the game came out and the players speak about same problem the closed beta testers were saying about being roguelike games and those elements that stress you out, and they ended up just taking months after release to apply those changes that people have been complaining since the closed beta test time. So I know Super Creative can make a really fun and addicting game because they are really good at copying what's out there, and they put their own color and paints to it to make it really fun and unique, in my opinions. So they'll probably have a really fun, engaging gameplay for anyone who enjoyed the Slay the Spire or deck building the game. I'm just saying that the stress part is probably the big concern, because Epic 7 also is probably not the best example when it comes to gacha game that's not grindy. Like Epic 7 is really, really grindy, and you have to put a lot of hours to actually make a good progression into the game. Like I said, that's fine, but I think there is to be a line, and there is no PvP. That's actually one thing I like. I think I'm pretty much done with PvP games, and there is a reason why a market doesn't seem to release a lot of PvP games, because I think as the game gets more expensive and stuff, it does not work. I'm pretty sure this game has a consolation system as well. I'm not sure it'll be dramatic as like something like Genshin Impact or any other games came out after that, but we'll see. Maybe it will take more like Arknight approach, and individual dupes won't make crazy difference, but we'll see. So those are probably my main concern. The gacha system that could affecting the gameplay, as well as maybe it's too expensive for you to enjoy in terms of 2D style gacha games, and also the kind of gameplay flow maybe would be too grindy. Maybe there's a lack of quality of life changes, and it becomes the entrance barriers for players to actually enjoy and play the game in long session. So yeah, I think long as those two things are sorted out, I think this game will be really, really fun if the gameplay of the Slay the Spire is applied really well in this game. So the point I'm trying to say is this is definitely my most anticipated game that's coming out soon, because I think quality is good enough for me, and the gameplay seems like really, really solid so far already, just looking at this gameplay trailer. So I'm really excited to see, and I can see this game doing really, really well with the new characters coming out. That's going to be changing and giving so much new strategy, I feel like. So if that's the case, I'm pretty sure gacha will be very fun to do and very exciting each time new character comes out. Of course, if the character is like too weak, then it'll be kind of memes, but we'll see. But anyways, that was Chaos Zero Nightmare. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this trailer and just me talking about it. As you can see, I really enjoyed the Slay the Spire. So that's why I'm excited about this game. If you're not a fan of Slay the Spire, I guess then this game, if it's just kind of like meh, and you look at 2D style, like chibi style arts and stuff, then you'd be like, oh, I don't like this game. But personally, I think those are fine. What I'm looking for in the game is definitely the gameplay, and I'm actually kind of sick and tired of all these 3D games, because you know, gacha games nowadays, at least the mobile games, are not really mobile games. The mobile platform is just to exist to maybe do a login and simple dailies. If you're actually playing the game, you tend to play on like PC or consoles, depending on which options are available. So I'm kind of sick and tired of that. I miss playing games on my phone. The games I currently play, like Counterside, I play on the phone all the time, and it works totally fine. And also Arknights, that's another game I love playing on my phone. Just laying down in the bed, just doing this and that, like, it's perfect. I want more games to be like that. Epic 7 was another game, but I do hope they add a PC clients. Like, that shouldn't be an excuse to not have a PC client. I'll be really annoyed if they don't have a PC client again this time around, but I'm pretty sure that will happen, so we'll see. But anyways, so far I am very excited for the game. Of course, like I said, Slay the Spire games had tons of clones, but many games weren't able to capture the gameplay perfectly, so they just kind of phase away because people will come and say, why would I play this game where I can just play the Slay the Spire? But I think being an anime like gacha game is probably biggest advantage this game has. So I just hope they nail the gameplay and they just continue to release cool characters over time. I think this game will be very fun and long lasting, at least for me as someone who really enjoyed the Slay the Spire and roguelike games. So yeah, but that was me talking for a long time. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay, or hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time as we get more information. But yeah, thanks for watching.